Sego sewa guego sana yosta and ani bonjour everybody. Good morning and greetings. Today I've been asked to share something that I made, and here let me fix my camera a little bit here. Very good. So we already have these here shakers here. This one that I made here. This is out of rawhide, left over the rawhide on the end, right? Sounds pretty good. I'll put that aside. Then we have ones here that we have made out of horn rattle, like a cow horn rattle. That sounds good as well. But I also have this that I made, and this one here, if you can see, is made out of a tin can, right? It's actually made out of a tin that I reused and repurposed and recycled from a tomato paste can, and it sounds really good. So we're gonna look at simply how to put one of these together and how to make it. And you're gonna need help if you're a little person, have a big person's help maybe. And this one actually, if you can see it there, it has a little bit of beeswax and a little bit of sinew. There's no glue on this except for I put a piece of birch bark on. That's the only thing that maybe is glued. There's no glue holding it, and it's all sized together. And so we're gonna have a little look at that, do a little video for you guys. So what you want to start with, you'll need a can. This is my can, and then all it is it's a little tiny, those little tomato paste cans. And what I did is I put a hole in the top, and the hole actually fits what you got to find a branch. I think it's important to find a branch first, because if you look at this branch here, it actually fits. See, so you want to find your branch first and make your hole size to the branch, to the smallest part of your branch, right? So you can see how it already, I'll show you really quickly. It just has one way. It's kind of twisty. The branch is even bent, if you can see it. It's not even straight, and it only goes in one way. Yeah, there it goes, and it would work, right? But actually, I'll show you why it goes in. It actually goes in the other way. So for this particular one, I did not cut the bottom off the can. I left that little silver band, as you can see around here, and I'd added. And when I opened it, I thought I shouldn't have cut the end off. I should have just left it with a hole in and drained the sauce out and keep the sauce in a Tupperware, another container, right? I could have did that, but this particular one, we're all learning, and I am too. It's my first one. So what I did with this one here is I cut the top, like open the can, drained out, washed it out, rinsed it, cleaned it, washed it with soap and water. And then I had cut the top off, or one of the ends off, and I had to pin it. I had to put, and this one has a little bit of wooden pins, and they're not glued either, just drilled and put right in. But I had used the wooden top for that. So we're going to kind of look at that today. We're going to put this aside, or we'll just put this over here. And this is kind of like I was saying what I did with this one. This has the same thing. It has a wooden thing, and I fitted it really good, right? So this one is not. So if you look at this one could be fitted even more. I could have fit that more. Or now you could look at it, you could sand it down to that line and make it rounded. It would almost be flush with that edge there, right? So that's what we're going to do. You could make it flush if you want, or you could leave it like that, right? And this actually goes in. This is the way it goes in. Whoop, there. See, it just fit right in. So this here could use as a rattle, right? I would just fix it here, put beeswax here, maybe a little bit in there to fit it. And when that beeswax hardened, it is like a glue. So we're going to look a little bit at that today. I'm going to take this. Oh, wow. How did I get that? Okay. We're going to move that aside. So the one that I'm going to show you is where I took a can. I'm going to need that can back. 1 second. Is where we took a can like this, and you just split. Now you actually cut it kind of right in half, right? Kind of cut it right in half, and that's where this one come from. As you can see, this one was half the size of that. This here's half. This is the one that I cut from here, and it was a full one like this. You can see how it went together, right? Size of it. So there you go. So that's what we're gonna do. So this one here, and if it has any glue or label on from the label, just some warm water and some soap and water, we'll take that off, let it soak a little while, right? So what I wanted to do, there's a little bit of a caution thing, is when you do cut it, just like I did this one, this is why I put a bigger top on, I think now, is it's always a little sharp on the edge there, right? When you cut a can. So really be careful, friends, and you're gonna need, you probably wanna grab some sandpaper like this. I have coarse sandpaper, that was from my handle. And this here part, and you wanna sand the edges down a little bit of that can, right? And then once you do that, it'll sand, be very careful. Please be careful. And then also you need a coarse sandpaper like this one to do your handle, and probably to do the lid like this one, or to go around, right? So that's all you really need. Some sandpaper, some little bit of sandpaper. And again, when I did that, I took a piece of wood. This is actually cedar, I think it is. Yep, cedar. And this is my pine, right? Not sure which works best. But you get one that don't have to be very wide. This is about a quarter or an eighth of an inch or half an inch. This one here is a half an inch in here. I know, yeah, about half an inch. This here, actually, we can measure it if everybody wants to. I can't even see. Eighth of an inch wide. So this here is an eighth of an inch. And so what you do is you put your wood down like that, and you're going to need a pencil. And you take your wood, if you had a piece of wood, and then you just trace around on your piece of wood, right, until it gets round. Then you're going to take your wood, cut your circle out, and then slowly put your wood on there once you got it cut out, eh? And you're going to have to take your sandpaper, your coarse sandpaper, and you're going to sand it as it flush with the edge of the can there, right? You're going to sand it all the way around. If you have a file, that works too. You're going to sand it and sand it, slowly sand it until, like I was saying, until it fits, right? Like that. See, it fits nice and snug. You could hear it. Fits nice and snug. Now, what I was going to say, if it doesn't fit too snug at the beginning, or towards the end like that, really make sure that you fit. Or I want to make a step. I missed a step. Is before you do the sanding and the cutting and the measuring, make sure you put a piece. I put masking tape. I put little pieces of masking tape all around that edge, and that's just for safety for our little friends if they happen to grab it and use it, right? And this is another step. You can use glue. I brought some glue. This glue actually works on everything that I have at the house. It bonds wood and tile and glass and foam and stone, ceramics, and much, much more. And it really takes it says it cures in 24 hours, but I just did this one here, and it didn't take 15 minutes, 20 minutes to dry, half hour at the most, and it's already setting. You don't need that much glue. Just smear it around, right? So what you're going to do is you'll take that, right? And then you're going to cut your hole, like here. And this hole, actually, you take your lid, or you could use it on this one if you had a full can too. You could put your lid down, and you're going to put your pencil in there, right? I'll show you on the short one. You're going to put your pencil in there, and you're going to go around the wood like that, and it's going to matching circle in that side. But remember, this part that you do, that's going to be that's the side, your flip side, right? So that's the bottom of the thing, and this is the top. So it doesn't really matter. You could do the bottom or top. Its measures the same. As long as you know that when you sand it down, it fits snug. Because actually, see, there's the bottom. See that? It fits perfectly like that as well. So this little cutting thing, I think I bent it. That's why I had to put tape too, because it bends it a little bit, right? So you want to snug that in there like that. Whoops! Now it's popping. Okay, well, we'll do a little thing. And this is why the two holes help, because you can help push it out. Whoops! You can also push it out if you have to make it fit, right? Like just like that. See, and I'm gonna leave a little bit, so I'm gonna sand down to that after, right? And I want to make it move it a little bit. Move my pencil. And so what you would do then is you can find something to put in there. What I brought today, or what I'm going to use, is this here corn. It's this popping corn that you can buy. I think you can get it at the dollar store or some other convenience store. And you put your corn in there. I think we're going to put it all in there. We have lots. Let's try all of it. Just see how it sounds. You can always take it out, remember. You can always start again. Put a little bit of popping corn in there. And with the popping, it's actually falling onto the bottom. Okay, so that's good. That might mean there's enough. Haha. So you want to put your stick in there. And before you put your stick, I'll tell you, I'm just going to show you. When your stick goes in, actually this is the wrong way. Put it in this way. This is made for this. And this is the thing, you'll see, I might have sanded too much on my stick down, right? So you have to get another stick. Well, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty perfect right there. There it's holding, I think. Yep. Just got to get the wood on there. Yep, just like that. So, oh, the corn fell. See what I mean? There's always time to redo things. But you're going to want your, so what you're probably going to want to do then is you're going to want to, before that step, let's move back a step. Let's move back. Is you're going to want to put some glue around this area here before you put your corn in, okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to put your glue around, let that set 15, 20 minutes like I was saying, okay? Then get your stick and put your stick in. And then you're going to put your stick in. I want to show you guys this part. Maybe I won't be able to do it with this here rattle particularly. But you're going to put your rattle in. You're going to set your glue. See if the glue is setting. I'm going to have to hold that. But let's just look at that for a second. Get the handle in. There we go. Let's put that in there. But you can always trim your handle, right, guys? You can always trim it down, and you can always cut it here, or you can cut it. Oh, you can cut it here. Again, I made a mess. But that's all part of our learning, right? It's all part of the learning process there. So this is what we're doing. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this together. I'm just gonna show you real quick. So if your handle was in there, we're going to say, actually, you know what? You can just glue it. I didn't glue mine. So you know what we should be using is the one that I glued already. This one here. Let's try it with that one. This larger tin can. This larger, the whole size of the can. Because I know the glue's set on this one. So sorry about that, everyone. We're going to use this one here. This one, put the corn in there, little beans, little corn. And you can use dried beans. I think the real small white beans can go in there. I'm not sure the size of your hole. Put this aside. It needs to be glued. Whoopsie. I'm missing a step, right? So we're going to take a little bit of a step out of that. And we're going to move ahead with the step that has the part that's glued, right? Like this one. Very good. Now we put the handle in. And you'll see the handle, it just fits, just comes out like that. There. Turn it a little bit. And see, like I say, the bend and the stick helps because it helps to secure the handle when it goes in. Oh, there it is. So you could make an instrument like that, like a rattle. Now, like I was saying, the only thing you can do for this part is I just used beeswax that I had gotten from the store. And you just melt that in warm water and you just peel it off. You can take a piece off with a scrape a little off, and then put that in the warm water and then smear it around there, hole around your stick. So what I know, another thing you want to do, another trick or little tip is to put it on before you put the handle all the way in. Put some beeswax around it, it'll hold around it, right? And then on this end here, to hold the tint, to hold the top from coming back the other way, you want to get a piece of sinew. So I have a lot of pieces of sinew. You want to put a slip knot or a thing on the end there. You want to put some and you want to do it like this, and you're going to put a little bit of sinew around the end there, right? You're going to just wrap it on there. Here, I'll do it, show you. I'm going to wrap it on there like that, right? And that little bit of sinew, doesn't need a lot, right? We're going to take that, and I have scissors. And just going to trim that, right? I'm going to put this around and try to knot it here, like that, okay? You're going to put that sinew, and you can put wax on that too to hold that sinew on. So actually, the only gluing that you probably would need, like I was saying, is this little bit here for this one to start. And it's probably because I cut my pieces too thin. If you have a little bit thicker piece of wood, it would probably, and you could take time and size it, it would size, and actually that's not too bad now. A little bit of glue would help that, right? So there is my tin can, my little sauce can, little shaker like that. There it is like that, right? And then what I also did is I did some little decoration. You can see around there, and I did some decoration on top. And that just kind of goes with our teaching on our rattle. But you guys can see. Hope you can have fun. And you can also, what I want to say after this, before I go, you can decorate this. You can paint these if you want in certain color. You can paint the thing when it's all put together, obviously like this. I added some leather on the end so my hand won't slip off. But you can do that. You can paint this, you can paint the handle, you can paint that. And painting around here too, a little bit of beeswax where you have it, a little bit of glue beeswax, I would suggest that. And that'll hold that right on. And you can make sound. And so you could change that, or you could easily take that off and change it and pull it out. So today, that's my video on how to make and repurpose and recycle and kind of show you how to make a rattle from a soup can or a tin can or a bean can or whatever you have. The smaller the better, eh? A long time ago, they used to sell little cans like this of baking powder and stuff like that. I don't know if you can still get them. But you can get this at the store and take the label off. And I used warm water to get the label off, just to let you know too. And I still got to do some more. But yeah, so there we go. I want to say thank you to everyone and hope you enjoyed that. So miigwech and yawago. How.